Everybody, this is Mike, and this is part 25 of the Chrono Trigger walkthrough. The last video was, oh boy, what did we do? Ozzy's Fort and Robo's side quest. So we did the is it the factory in 2300 AD? And I believe I started this one out with. Pretty sure I started this out with, I don't know whose side quest you really consider this. I guess Luca's. It probably makes the most sense to call it Luca's side quest. I think Gasper at the end of time, or the old man, whoever or whatever you want to call him, actually hints as to whose side quests are whose. And I want to say this one, he says something about, one of you is close to someone in danger. This person needs help fast. I think that is this one. And of course, I didn't check before I did it. But anyways, I think that means that this is Luca's. Because of the very end. And the reason being, I think that this is the one is because Luca's mother I think she gets stuck in one of Taban's machines or something, and that was what made her lose the ability to use her legs. And at the end of this side quest, you can change it so that she doesn't. So, anyways, as far as the Sunken Desert, this is a real straightforward dungeon. I kind of like it. It's really short, really easy. One thing to know that I think these guys, I don't know if you absolutely have to use an ice spell first on them. But I did. I guess we'll find out. But it does bring their defense down, so I would definitely suggest either having Marl or Magus or Frog in your party for this. Just to bring their defense down. Again, I'm not 100% sure because I've never done this area without. I think I've always taken Marl in here, so I don't know if it's absolutely necessary to bring somebody with water in here or not. Yeah, I don't know. He did really good damage there without using an ice spell, so I don't know that that's really actually necessary. Yeah, I mean, it looks like I did about 500 damage before debuffing them, and then I did 1500, so I did 3 times the amount of damage after. So again, it certainly doesn't appear that you absolutely have to have somebody with the ice spell, or I should say a water spell. But it definitely does make these well, I mean, it really brings down the defense. The game does even hint, that it brings their defense down, so. So I guess if it wasn't obvious already, there you have it. I think I may have mentioned it before too on this side quest, but this is definitely one of the faster ones. I probably could have stuck this one with the Ozzy's Fort, and split up the videos that way, but You know, if you like the Chrono Trigger videos and you've been watching all of them, you know, I don't think that a 48-minute one is probably the end of the world for you. You can always stop it and come back later. I mean, I was trying to keep them at a half an hour each, but, you know, I didn't think it was really that worth it to split them up like that, so. Oh, yeah. So here you have the boss. I guess I avoided him until I grabbed all the treasures. I don't know that it really matters that much. You know, if there's anything here that you really want to have for the boss fight, then by all means. Otherwise, you know, just start the fight whenever you're ready or whenever you want to. I don't know that, you know, none of this gear was, you know, good compared to what I already had, or better than what I already had. Maybe that's what I should have said. So I didn't bother. I just grabbed everything and then initiated the fight. We'll see how well I remember. I believe the middle, the core is the only thing that you can steal from, or charm. I believe I took care of that right away. Yeah. So the top half looked like it absorbed a little bit of health from the core, but I don't know, that seemed very minuscule. And yeah, I just finished off the core with a Falcon hit, and I believe, yes, I finally cast a nice spell here. That top only took about 100 damage, if you saw. It looks, I don't know if the top is completely, it looks like it's completely invulnerable, sorry, to physical attacks, because I was not doing any damage to it there with my attack command. But there we go. So it looks like it gets a defensive buff whenever you attack it, and then whenever you cast ice on it or a water spell, the defense goes down. So it does look like you can probably just alternate. I don't know how much of a defense boost it gets every time you attack him. You know, so maybe you can get off a couple of hits. I'm not sure. It looks like I may have. Looks like I was just casting a nice spell every turn. And it seemed to me that the top half does a lot more damage than the bottom, so I did not. I focused that. I really wanted to get that down first. Sand Cyclone for 61 rolls. Oh, just counterattack. Counterattack for 832. See, that's still not bad. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. It looks like I just wanted to keep its defense down as much as I could. I think I put the... You know, now I don't remember if I put the haste helmet on Morrow or not. No, I don't think I did. I think I actually cast haste at the start of the fight. I know I did later, and but that I think that's quite a bit later. I actually did put that. Or maybe not. Gosh, now I'm a little confused. I'm not sure if I put the haste, because I think I have 2 haste helmets now. I did beat the Black Woman already. I just have to make the video for it. And I'm pretty sure I have 2 haste helmets right now. I guess I wish I was paying more attention when I started the fight out, but I think I do already have haste on Moral, and I don't remember casting it, so I'm just going to assume that I already have the haste helmet on. It's either that or her speed is just so much better than Chrono at this point in the game. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the Red Knight. He's not particularly difficult, obviously. You know, you can do this quest much earlier, and I don't know, for the amount of time that it takes, it probably makes sense to do it sooner. And the difficulty, I don't know. You know, it's up to you though. I didn't find it particularly difficult, but I guess maybe that's the other reason. I didn't find that the rewards were all that fantastic, so I guess I wasn't in a real big rush to get it taken care of either. So yeah, so anyways, just, you know, grabbed a... I think there's a tab in this next room too now. Yeah, on the left side, if I remember right. There it is. So, yeah, I don't know, I grabbed that, and that's pretty much it though. Once you beat the Rat Knight, you're done. There's nothing else to it. I want to say this only took about 15 minutes. No, not even. So I'm at like 11 minutes for that dungeon, or for this video so far. I guess technically the side quest is not done yet, so he can't really call it a day at 11 minutes, but I guess the battling part of it is done. Alright, so Robo volunteers to help Fiona. Is it Fiona? I think it's Fiona. Yeah, Fiona. And it's kind of cool. Robo cruises around in, like, I don't know, he looks like a tractor. So I don't know, it's kind of neat. Good old Robo. Tractor Robo. Alright, and here we have the forest restored. Pretty cool little side quest. I don't know, I thought it was one of my favorite parts about this game was, you know, just the idea that you could travel through time, change the past, and kind of make things better. So, you know, realistic or not, probably not, but an interesting concept nonetheless. And in here, you can buy some pretty sweet helmets. If I remember right, if you've got the cash, they are quite expensive. Yes, here they are. Let's see what we've got. Alright, so you got the sight cap, the memory, the time hat, and the vigil hat, and the vigil hat is obviously the best and most expensive because it protects from all status changes. A couple, I don't think in the last video I touched on this, but the video before, I was talking about the different helmets, and I guess, and actually a couple of the different, well, maybe just the Nova armor. But I was talking about prevents status changes and or locks status. And I did a little research on the internet, and from what I gathered, it seems like prevents status or protects status and locks status is the same. So the Prism Helm offers the same amount of protection as a Vigil Hat as far as status effects go. There are now the thing that was confusing me was that Lavos still has some attacks that ignore your status immunities. So unfortunately, you know, for the fights that I guess I would say really count, they aren't going to they're not going to help you there. But for the rest of the game, you know, if you're going to do a New Game Plus, there's no reason not to use, you know, those, because there's quite a few fights on the way and quite a few enemies that'll use status effects. So everybody's gathered around the fire here. It's kind of an interesting, I guess, set of dialogue. Journey may come to an end when we discover the identity of the entity. It's kind of an interesting phrase. They're telling stories about, you know, if you could go through time, or if you could change something in your past, what would it be? Lucas says there's nothing, but obviously she was not telling the truth. And here everybody's sleeping. So Lucas sneaks off into the night. And it does appear that there's something in her past that she would like to change. So interesting insight to Luca's past. Her dad, I guess, blew her off to, you know, they were supposed to go on a hike, and he was working on something, which she then comments that she hates science. And so here you've got, obviously, Luca as a child, and her mom gets stuck in the machine, and obviously, so this is what caused her to lose the use of her legs. So if you enter the password here, which was L1 and then O and then R1 and then O, which I thought was kind of strange, because I believe in the I thought it made more sense to have it be triangle, you know, because it's supposed to be her name, Laura, but whatever. But anyways, her little message there, or her note there on the left-hand side, says that she's gonna, you know, learn more, or she, you know, study more. Study machines more, study science. So I guess this was that event was the turning point that and I don't know if that changes. I don't know if that note changes depending on whether or not you save her. I shouldn't say save her mother, but if you actually are successful in putting the password and changing you know, the past. I guess I should have tried it both ways. Maybe next time, maybe next game. I do know that it affects the ending slightly. But that is it. That is it for, I'm going to call it Luca's side quest. I think it makes the most sense to call it Luca's. 20. You know, oddly enough, Ayla does not have... Now that I think about it, Ayla doesn't really have a side quest. That's kind of lame. It's very strange. But anyways, that was it. I mean, Black Omen was or is the last... I have a hard time calling it a side quest because it feels like the final dungeon. Like, I don't know. I guess there isn't really a true final dungeon. You know, there is. You don't battle through a dungeon to get to Lavos, the final boss of the game. You know, you can actually meet him. Well, I should say you have to meet him in different ways. Now, I shouldn't even say that. So, if you do battle through the whole the Black Omen, you do have to finally confront him. So, at the end of this, I think it'll probably be the next video, we will actually fight the end boss. But, I mean, at the same time, you know, there's many different ways to actually fight Lavos, and we didn't, or I should say, you don't have to, you don't even have to come through here. So I guess it's not really accurate to call it, you know, the final dungeon in the game. You know, it's definitely where the toughest enemies are. You know, short of Lavos himself. But you know, again, you can skip it altogether, so it's like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. The laser guards on the outside, you can steal. Gosh, I want to say it's like elixirs from them or something. I didn't. Nope, sorry, it's full tonic. I didn't feel that it was necessary to spend any time with that. First Mega Mutant is pretty easy. I you know, and I've said it a billion times already, I always take Marl and Ayla because I like to steal or charm from everything in the game. But the top half's got an elixir, the bottom half's got a vigil hat. So, a free vigil hat, more or less, you know, if you bring one of these. Otherwise, you have to pay the 50,000 gold or whatever the currency is in this game. Good old Ayla's Kiss restores status effects. I love it. And then Chrono gets hit right after anyway, so that would have cured his confusion anyway. But he does resist the sleep, so that's something to be said for that. And it sure looks like I've got the haste helmet on Marl. Because it doesn't, I was gonna say it doesn't look like I have the vigil hat. Although I believe I had the save helmet on her earlier anyway, so gosh, you know, again, I could be wrong there. One of these days, you know, I'll get into the inventory here pretty soon, and we'll find out for sure. Well, so yeah, Mega Mutant down. Pretty easy fight. Top half's only got 4,600 health. The lower half's 3,850. So not difficult one bit. It dies really fast. Yeah, it was the save helmet. All right. Yeah, I didn't have a haste helmet yet. For some reason, I thought I already had it. I think you get one. I think you get one in a chest here, and then you can steal another one. And now that I think about it, that might be the only two places in the game where you get them from. And here, if I remember right, I charmed from one of these. I don't remember what it had. I guess we're gonna find out. Any day now. The muscle ring. Okay, so again, one of those items that I won't ever equip. I just think that there's a lot better options. A lot better options for an accessory slot than that. And these things, man, the goons are so brutal. These guys, I want to say, are the toughest, especially the pairs. There's a pair of them here, and then I think there's a pair of them later that have, like, another mob. Okay, so they absorb shadow, by the way. Which is rough, because that's my hardest hitting tech, is a shadow tech. Naturally. One thing to know, though, they do have the moon armor. No, sorry, not the moon armor, the Nova armor. If you charm them. So if you feel like you need more, or you just want more, now's the time. Now's the time, and here's the place to get your hands on some. But yeah, so they hit so hard, especially being so they'll hit you with the iron ball or whatever that Dalton's got. That cuts your HP by half. And here I should have used a dino tail there instead, and then healed the party with Chrono and Morals Aura World, but you know what, I didn't. So they can use a skill that inflicts chaos, which luckily I had just equipped the Vigil Helmet on Chrono to avoid that. I don't remember if I stuck... I think I stuck a Vigil Helmet on Ayla as well. And left Marl as his. Reason being I put it on Ayla was because she's got Kiss, which restores health and status, wipe status effects. Anyway, so that's why I did that. Looks like, yeah, I just restored some MP. I knew a save point was coming right up, so I didn't I didn't really go overboard, but I knew there was at least one more fight, and this is it. I think this is the last fight of the video. Let's say use a save point and continue the video with the next part. These enemies not particularly difficult. They do some they do real minor damage. I think, I don't remember if I stole from these guys or not. It's not looking like it. So I don't think that they didn't really have anything worthwhile, or that I deemed worthwhile. Oh, I lied. There I did. I think this is the gold earring. So the gold earring increases your HP total. Now again, like I'm so close and my characters are so leveled that it's basically useless. And your characters max out on health anyway, eventually, if you have them leveled enough. So again, it's another accessory that I'll never use. But anyways, that is about it. We're gonna pick up the video right here for the next part. Next part will be part 26. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But I hope you're enjoying the videos. All right. Thanks for watching.